All right, what's up, good peeps? Take my headset down if you would, Muse. My headset's really loud.
Mine's a little bit too.
Yeah, headsets are really loud. Okay. What's up, good peeps? A little louder, little louder, little louder, little louder, little louder, little. There we go. Perfect. That's why you test audio before you go live. What's up, good peeps? Welcome to Scone and T. Very proud of my friend T-Bob Abear, who lost 100 pounds in order to join us this week.
I feel good.
You look good.
Thank you.
You look less obnoxious.
Yeah.
You ditched the Star Wars shirt.
Trim the beard a little bit.
Trim the beard.
Yeah.
The general lack of hygiene seems to have gone by the way as well, which is phenomenal. So congrats on all of your wonderful life changes since we've been back from SEC Media Days in Atlanta. No T-Bob this week. He is the great Will Stout. Good enough to hang out with us here on Scone and T today. Remember, we are live at Oliver Twist every single Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. So if you're watching live on YouTube, on Facebook, thank you so much. If you're watching on demand, you can always watch us live or join us here at Oliver Twist in Baton Rouge or on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube or 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge Facebook page. T-Bob texted me yesterday and was like, bro, so sorry, man. I forgot my wife and I have a cooking class to go to. I committed to this a long time ago, man. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Is that valid? Is that a valid excuse to be absent?
I'm going to go with no because, I mean, in general, how far in advance do you book a cooking class?
That's a very astute point for a guy that's not married. You know what I mean? Like, you would think so. But it's, I guess, partly true as well.
Am I right? I mean,
I think you're right. I mean, unless if it's – because we've been doing Scone and Tea here. Now, how long have we been doing Scone and Tea here? How long have we been doing this here? It's been a couple months. April 1st.
Okay, yeah.
So we've been every Wednesday since April. I'm going to guess he did not book this prior to April 1.
I'm going to go with no.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with no.
Well. But I'm glad to have you here, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
For those who don't know, this is Will Stout. Probably most known for the guy who did the hype videos for the 2019 National Championship team, all the videos that went mega viral. That was his creative genius, and he's parlayed that to an amazing career since then. Do you ever get tired of being introduced as the 2019 hype video guy?
No. I mean, because it was what it was. I mean, it was incredible. So it's like, that's one of those things that's like, I mean, that's going to be on for a long time, if not forever. So it's like, I mean, it's cool. I love it.
There was, I'm glad to hear that. And I hope you do embrace it because, like, I think, all right, so what hype video was the one that did the most? Was it the Heisman? Was it the Natty?
As far as, like, views?
Yeah.
Probably the Natty.
So to set it off?
Swag surfing.
Okay, that's right. Oh, God,
yeah.
So good.
I mean, they get mixed up a lot, but, like, because they're similar. But.
So what did that do in views?
Oh, 8 million, I think?
8 million views.
It's close to 8 million.
Okay. There are many people in any type of broadcast will never do anything that gets 8 million views.
Yeah.
Like I once tweeted a video of a kid committing to Michigan, but he said Miami on TV.
Okay.
I took a video of my TV and it got like 3 million views.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right? It might not even been that much, but like that wasn't even a good thing. But that's the most, like, of all the shit I put out there, nothing's ever, like, so the fact that you've done something in your carear that produced 8 million views, you should be really fucking proud of that.
It's pretty cool.
Perpetually proud of that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's especially, like, around the time that it happened. But to me, it's, like, it's cool, but also, like, it's about longevity, too. Like, I can have one that comes out and just absolutely bangs like that. But to me, I'm like, you got to keep it going. Because, like, you can do one and come out and do that, but like more and more again, I got to keep on pushing that out.
So you feel pressure, like, okay, like you did that.
I wouldn't say pressure, but more like, I guess pressure on myself, yeah. But like,
so I mean, you did that. Like, how old were you in 2019?
Oh God,
you were in college still.
Yeah, 22.
So 22. So when you do something like that at 22, like, do you ever wonder? Man, did I peak at 20? I hate to say it that way, but like, do you ever did I peak at 22?
No, I don't. I mean, I try not to think that. Cause, I mean, I'm still young, and like I got to realize that like I got a long way to go. Long way to go. So it's like, I mean, no, it was what it was, and it was awesome. But like we're still moving along.
Oh yeah,
still
man.
Going.
All right, we're going to talk a lot with Will about the 2019 season. We're going to talk a lot about this current LSU Tiger team, which is getting ready to debut the Brian Kelly era. Oh, yeah. So we're very, very grateful to have y'all hanging out with us here. We'll talk about what Will is up to now also. If you're watching on YouTube live or on demand, be sure you smash that like button. Let me quickly tell you our break-even bottle.
Let's go.
So are you a whiskey guy at all?
Yep.
You are?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not like a professional in this area, but
right.
Like, if it gets me messed up, I'm gonna drink it. So
like spoken truly like a dude that's 25.
Yeah,
just trying to catch the buzz.
Speaking of,
yeah, you've got a whiskey smash.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're drinking. So this is Barrel whiskey. So the Barrel brand of whiskey. And what's interesting about Barrel produces great juice. This is Barrel Batch 1. Okay, so like this is the first
it's like a
ever.
1 of 1.
It's not a 1 of 1 because this is bottle 6,987 from the batch.
But that's the first one.
This was the first ever batch. So when Barrel first ever batched whiskey, this was the first ever batch that they did. And so it's, I mean, you can see it. It's handwritten batch 001. So this won double gold at the San Francisco Wine and Spirits competition in 2015. So this is a 7-year-old bottle that's never been opened. They're hard to find. I don't know, shit. I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
So this is the proof is 122.5. These are $6 pours tonight only. So if you're not here now and you are interested, get your ass here because I'm about to pop this thing open. I hope Matt doesn't mind me popping this open. Guess what? It's open now, and I'm going to go ahead and give myself not a T-Bob pour, but I'll do a.
Is that just to the brim? Or does he do like a little...
No. T-Bob is very generous with his pours. He pours like he's at home. Like, he will pour it up to the damn top. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's my bad, dude. I didn't even see you. Yeah. So get into it and enjoy. So drop your comments as well. Drop questions for Will as well. And we're going to get to all of them here throughout the show. All right, so let's first start with I want to start with what you're doing now. So I think many people know, and we'll kind of start here and go back. So 2019 happens, and you leave, you go to SC. You were working for Alex Bregman for a bit. So what are you doing now?
Freelancing full time. So that means I'm just open up to anyone and everyone. I mean, I'm working with pro athletes to Hudco roofing to to anything and everything. So just trying to expand out. Honestly.
So Will and I earlier today, and Terrio and some of our partners were shooting video ads for Hudco. So we've hired him to do content creation and production for Hudco. So give us an idea of some of the other people that you've worked with.
I mean, so far, I've worked with Mo Wells a lot out in Austin. He's a great trainer. I'm talking to a lot of guys in the NFL right now. I'm talking to Fournette, talking to Stingley.
Nice.
We're about to do some great work together. Title Sports. I don't know if you heard of Title Sports, TITL. It's a company that Conor McGregor actually co-founded, and they reached out to me about a month ago, and now we're working with them. So we're starting out. I mean, it's going well. I mean, I've only been doing this for 2 months now.
As far as freelancing. Okay.
So people are asking. So like it's going well. It's going well.
Why? And I know everybody wants to know about the 2019 videos and all that stuff, so we'll get there. But why did you leave LSU? Because you left LSU and went to USC, right?
Yep.
Why did you leave LSU?
To just honestly try something new. To just get out and just try to kind of do my own thing really, and just try to just go somewhere else, learn, meet new people, see new places, and just try to do it. And I mean,
so you had the opportunity to stay.
Yes, 100%. And I mean, I was happy with my choice. I mean, granted, it was when I went there, it was smack in the middle of COVID. So didn't really get to experience the whole USC football day, like the whole LA. I mean, didn't get to do all that, but I mean, it was. So you were doing the same thing though for SC. You were doing the hype videws and stuff.
Yep. I remember retweeting you a few times and being like, "Oh, bro, he's doing what he was doing here, but he's making them look cool now."
Yeah, but I was literally doing the exact same thing I was doing for LSU, but for them.
So that's what they hired you to do.
Yep.
Was be content producer for football only.
Yep. Specifically, like literally those hype videos every Thursday.
Oh wow.
For just football. So that was like.
So you did it for the 2020 season?
Yep.
In just one season.
Just one season.
Why did you leave?
Got the opportunity to go work with Bregman, and was like, I think this would be a great opportunity. Go down to Houston, be a little bit closer to home, and just kind of see where that takes me. And working with him was awesome. I met like a lot of good people. I mean,
so Bregman called you to be his personal like videographer, content creator, kind of like Gary Vee has his guy D-Rock that basically is like is basically just a content producer and aggregator for kind of his life and all his meetings and everything he does. So that's what you're doing.
Just go everywhere, do everything with him, and just kind of film it, put it together, make content out of it, and all that stuff. So it was a cool experience. It was a really cool experience.
What was game day like at SC?
Like I said, 2020, there wasn't a soul in the crowd.
What did it matter?
I mean, look, if we're going to be honest, it wasn't going to compare to Tiger Stadium. Like, it just wasn't. Like, but like I said, I don't know, because there wasn't a soul in the stands. It was just a team on the sideline, and so I don't know. Do
you ever look back and say, man, what if I had stayed at LSU?
Yes.
You do?
All the time, actually.
Why?
I mean, it's because we had something good going. Like we had something good going. It was fun. I liked working with everybody. Like it was a great thing. But the thing that just got me to leave was like, let's just try something new. Like we did it here, so let's just see what we can do somewhere else. But I do think about that.
I thought I remember talking to you at some point where movies was something that you wanted to pursue, and that's why Hollywood was appealing.
Yep.
Do I remember that correctly?
Yes, you do. Yeah. Okay. That's something that I had kind of, my whole life had kind of been not surrounded around that, but like that's always what I've been pushing to do. And then I got to LA. I learned about that business a little bit more, and then like you know how that goes. And like throughout time, I was like, I don't know if I want to deep dive into this, because I feel like I can take those skills that require to be there and just apply them somewhere else, and apply them to the sports world, to the clothing world, to literally anything else, and just kind of build around that.
So go a little deeper then. What was it about the movie scene that wasn't appealing when you were in LA?
To me, it's just the whole like just culture around it, and just a lot of things that go into it. I've been on a movie set a few times, and the few times that I've been, I mean, I can do it, but like for the most part, it's not really my scene. So it's like, in the long run, I was like, is this really practical? Is this really something that like you would enjoy doing? And I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
So like,
well, one of the cool things though is like, and I think anybody who's watching or listening right now who's older will tell you, like, in your 20s and probably in your 30s too, is where like, if you want to just go taste the world, do it in your 20s. Like, do it before you get married, before you have kids. Like, so I mean, I guess it's interesting. I'm not trying to be like an old guy with fucking sage wisdom or anything, but it's like, it's cool that like you can look back and say, man, what if you had stayed at LSU? But if you'd stayed at LSU, you may look back and go, what if I had gone to SC?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everything kind of like led up to this point. Like if I didn't go to SC, I wouldn't have met this person, and wouldn't have met this person, whatever. And then same thing with going to Bregman, I wouldn't have met him, I wouldn't have met another person. So it's like it all lines up. So it's like,
who was cool at SC? Who was it cool to meet or talk to or work with?
The whole team. I actually Coach Clay Helton was the head coach here at the time, and he's awesome. I have a lot of respect for him, just as as a person. Like he's incredible to work with. And then, actually, it's funny. Right as I left, Jeff Martin, who was at LSU, I went out and he came in. I got to see him for like 2 weeks.
Oh man!
I told him I was leaving. He was like, "Dude, I just got here." I was like, "Sorry, bro."
Jeff is an OG for those that don't know. Long time on LSU's recruiting staff. I mean, he was here with Saban, and then actually went to LA or in Cali with Jamarcus for a while, and then ended up back at LSU. Basically, 20 years at LSU, essentially.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize how much the recruiting staff at a place like LSU does that aren't the on-field coaches.
Right.
I mean, it's bonkers how much they actually cultivate relationships with prospects and families.
100%.
And handle visits when they're on campus. I mean, it's a massive thing. What guys like Jeff do at LSU or now at SC.
And I got to learn a little bit of that when I was like full-time with SC, because like at LSU I was just a student, so I was in the building a lot, but I wasn't in it 24/7. At SC, I mean, I was in it all day, every day. So it's like I got to actually see how much they're actually involved with everything. I mean, it's huge because they really build like relationships with all the players. Like, they really like so.
Keaton, what's up? Colin Smith, Taylor Cassinier, shouting out some of the people watching live. Darren Pellegrin, Tim Gotro, Jordan Haddad, Aaron Hornsby. Good to see all y'all here. Appreciate it. Trivia Carter saying T-Bob looks different. Not T-Bob if you're watching us live.
It is T-Bob. No, it's T-Bob.
It's Will Stout who's joining us here at Oliver Twist. I know we're gonna. So if you got questions for Will, fire away. Boyer said the hype videos haven't been the same. Goat, which is true. I mean, it's like how much do you think the videos popped because it was the synergy of going along with that season, which was so fucking incredible?
Like do you everything just tied together? Is basically
yeah. I mean, like, all right,
it,
if you produce the same hype video, well, look for SC. I mean, what did SC do the year you were there? 2020. What was their record?
I don't know the record, but we went to the Pac-12 championship.
Okay, but it wasn't. Let's see, 2020 UFC football. I remember that they went to the Pac-12 championship, but they went 5-1. Okay,
yes.
They only played 6 games.
Yes.
So, but even still, no, there wasn't the hype surrounding it, a championship type run. Like, what was the response to that work at SC?
At SC, as far as like the fans.
Yeah.
So the fans absolutely loved it. The only problem there at the time was that like it was. I mean, the whole situation there at SC at that time wasn't good. So like the fans, anytime something would get posted, whatever, they would just fire back with be like, oh, like, you know, do this with the team, whatever. So like there would be a lot of
because Helton almost got fired. Like it was contentious within the program.
It was tight. It was tight. So the tensions were definitely tight. So it wasn't the same. And like I was saying earlier, 2019, that was just a perfect storm.
Man.
Everything about it was
Joe,
just
Jamar,
everything about it.
Bro, Justin Jefferson in the gritty. Jet said he wants to be the first 2,000-yard receiver in NFL history, which, fuck, he might do it.
I wouldn't count him out.
If he's intentionally trying to do that this year, and he tells his quarterback, "Hey, feed me." I mean, who's Kirk Cousins going to throw? Well, he's got Adam Thielen, but anyway, I would doubt it at all.
I mean, he's on track.
I know, dude. It's incredible. Let's talk about, and y'all fire away with questions for Will. We'll get to your questions like we always do. And we will talk, by the way, Brian Kelly today, Wednesday, was at Rotary in Baton Rouge. The Rotary visit for the LSU coach is always like the final public appearance for the LSU football coach before camp fires up. Yeah. So this was kind of the last opportunity. We're going to hear Brian Kelly talk about the team before they get into it. So I do want to delve into some of what he said. We'll talk about this team, get Will's thoughts on it as well. But I want to ask you about when people talk about those 19 hype videos, like, is there a memory or a moment, like a surreal memory or moment that stands out, like getting to meet someone or talk to someone, or like watching the video like the views climb? Like, is there something that always just immediately comes to mind?
There's honestly a lot. It's a little bit of mix because the back half of the season, to me, it happened so quick. It's almost a blur, but there's like little things that kind of pop out every now and then. But I mean, that whole back half of the season, especially the playoffs, SC championship, I mean, all that was so crazy and just so wild, and everything as far as me kind of blew up so quick at the back half that, like, I mean, it was a lot at the time. So it's kind of a blur, but some things that pop out. I mean, obviously the whole entire Natty game. I mean, that was just that atmosphere was ridiculous.
The game itself, or
yes. Especially to me, walking out from the locker room to come out to play, the lasers, the smoke, everything. Like, I mean,
so you remember that. You were on the field when the team came out?
I was like in the middle of them. Kind of wow. Like, I mean, I didn't have a helmet and pads on, but like I was smack in the middle of them.
So we go watch a video of the team coming out on the field. Like you're the guy in the middle holding the camera, running through there.
But I mean, meeting Michael Thomas at that game was awesome because he was the one to approach me, and I was like, holy shit.
Oh, really? So Michael Thomas, he was on the field?
Like, yeah, he was on the field. He saw me.
So what did he say?
He was like, hey, what's up? He's like, and we talked for a little bit. He's like, oh, so you're doing the hype videos? I was like, absolutely. He goes, we're gonna work together. And I've actually, I love it. I've been in contact with him a little bit. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, so we'll get that going. But that was really, really cool.
So you got to meet Mike Thomas.
I got to meet a lot of alumni there, and all of them like have seen all my videos and everything. So they were all really like, they were like gassing me up about it. So I was like, this is crazy.
Like who? Who else was it crazy to meet?
Pat Pete was there. Obviously,
all
RC.
The players.
Yeah. All the alumni players were there. I mean, obviously RC.
Yeah.
I love RC. And then I mean that was
What about?
Crazy.
Was there a point in the season? So and you did a video for every game.
Yeah, every week. Now, actually, in the middle of the season, there was like 3 or 4 videos that I didn't do because I had to get back surgery in the middle of the season.
Oh, no shit.
So I was like, I didn't get to go in the office or anything for like 3 weeks, and like, yeah. So it's like the missing trio. It's like there's videos. So there's games that didn't get done. No. Either Matt Tornquist did them or Adam Williams, who was a student there at the time with me, did them. Yeah.
So they did the videos, but there were like 3 that you didn't do.
There was like, I think 3 or 4 that I didn't do.
So what do you like? All right, let's
maybe 3. I don't know. But was there one that you remember that you enjoyed putting together the most, or that was like the most challenging to put together? The one I enjoyed putting together most was Set It Off, 100%. The Heisman one with Joe Burrow, because that was the first time I had ever tried to like change up the music and kind of do like my own custom thing to it, and I was actually doing it at the SEC championship in the hotel the night before, just kind of messing with the Set It Off music, trying to give it like more energy and just trying to like spice it up a little bit. And I made that track that's on the video, and I was like, I'm just gonna use it. If people hate it, they hate it. Whatever. I won't do it again. But if they love it, I'll just keep doing it.
Wait. So explain. So you didn't have to get permission to use it?
I did. So I actually reached out to DJ Super Mike. Shout out. And
that's my guy, dude.
he got me in contact with Boosie's people, and then I talked to them a little bit, shot emails back, talked to them on the phone, and then eventually they were like, "Go ahead and use it. Like just use it how you want, and we're good." So
you in the hotel after SEC championship, you had already been working on the video for the Heisman.
Yeah.
And so you decided to change.
Well, I hadn't put down a piece of video yet. Like that music, the Set It Off was whenever I was told, hey, you have to do a Joe Burrow Heisman video, I was like, I'm using Set It Off. Like that's just automatic. Like there's no questions asked about that. So I got told like 2 days before that. So the music was the first thing I ever did for that video. It was just I hadn't put a clip down. I didn't know what I was doing or anything. I was like, I'm just gonna throw Set It Off in here, mess with it a little bit, and just use whatever. Just use that.
If I wonder if I'm gonna search Set It Off on Twitter right now.
Oh, it's probably back right now. Just
and do
3 years ago, whatever.
And do Twitter videos. Let's see. There's Boosie. I'm wondering like if it would come up, or if it's just gonna be like.
Although Cody Worsham, shout out again, sent me the metrics of like everything after, and the streams on Set It Off after that video came out went up like. It was like 115% or something like that. I was like,
of course, Boosie was good with you using his music. Anybody at that point would be good. Like you got the Rock narrating shit. Yeah. You got like God, I'm trying to. Who else was narrating at the time?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. Dude,
John Goodman.
Goodman. Yeah, it was that. Like, how did that come? Because I know, like, talking to Derek Panamsky, like, he would sometimes, Cody, some of those guys, like, would work on getting the narration and stuff.
Yeah.
How, like, did you ever have any input on that, on who would do the narration?
No, but, I mean, honestly, like, they would crush it every week, so I was like, let's just keep doing what we're doing. And just
Cody would write the scripts,
Cody
I know that.
would write it, DP would get in contact and get the narrator, and they would just give it to me, and then just ride with it.
The Rock happened because of Ed's relationship with The Rock, because he was his D-line coach at Miami.
Yes.
Dude, T-Bob and I have, like, a wild Anthony Mackie story. Like, Anthony Mackie and I almost got in a fight at the SEC championship game.
Shit.
Yeah.
What?
So, honest to goodness, bro. Honest to goodness. Like, so you got to know, you don't know this about, but like, I'm not like a movie guy. Right. I'm certainly not a comic guy. So I literally had no idea who he was. So LSU beats Georgia because I think he's from New Orleans, maybe lives in Atlanta or something like that, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But so Mackie was there at the SEC championship game when LSU beats Georgia, and I didn't know this at the time, but I probably had like the first fucking case of COVID before anybody knew what COVID was. So we all fly into Atlanta.
It was your fault, huh?
Bro, it wasn't my fault. It was whatever motherfucker brought it into the Atlanta Jackson Hartsfield Airport.
Wasn't me.
Bro. So, and some of you might have heard the story before, so sorry if you have, but I'll tell it again. So we fly to Atlanta for the SEC championship. And I'll never forget, man, like the night before the game, me and Jimmy Ott and Hanny were like in our hotel, like lobby restaurant having dinner. And like, I think maybe they had some fries or something left over. Like, I'm not finishing this. So, whatever. It's fry. I mean, it's in a pre-COVID world. Oh, you got extra fries? Yeah, whatever. So
it's fine.
Dips or, community dips with chips and stuff, whatever. Nobody's thinking it. Well, Jimmy Ott gets deathly sick. He ends up getting pneumonia, and he's down and out for a while. Hanny's wife got sick, didn't even make it to the game. Richard Dixon and his wife were with us. His wife got sick. I don't think she made it to the game. I got sick. I'll tell you, the day of the SEC championship is the worst day of broadcasting in my life. I've never felt so bad. Like, literally never physically felt that bad.
That was a horrible day.
And we're doing, T-Bob and I were doing pregame, and we're doing it inside of the fanfare. And you know, at the fanfare, the fucking marching bands come in and do like so like, we're doing a broadcast. I feel like fucking death. There's marching bands behind me. We like, and Hanny.
There's just a lot going on.
It was terrible. LSU beats the shit out of Georgia. Whatever. I felt so bad. I didn't even do a post-game show that day with Jordy, our whiskey and wine show. I was like, bro, I'm going back to the hotel. I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, so, you know, confetti, shit, whatever, hats, y'all. We go to the post-game press conference, and it's me, T-Bob, and Jordy. And Jordy does what Jordy does. He's like hanging out by the locker room trying to get one of the fucking field hats. And of course he gets one because he's Jordy. And the dude he just fucking fearless gets, you know, anyway.
Figures it out.
Exactly. He just figures it out. So Jordy comes back one way. This dude who ends up being Mackie has kind of an entourage around him, you know, his friends or whatever, and some big dudes. And they're walking toward us, and T-Bob's got on his, like, LSU Hawaiian shirt that he wore for every fucking game.
Yeah.
Every game that year. And
good look shirt.
And the guy who's Mackie, I didn't know at times, like, bro, I got to get that shirt. And T-Bob says, oh, man, like, you can't have the shirt, whatever. And then he tried to make some type of barter with him, and they kept walking or whatever. And I think maybe T was like, can I get a picture or something? They kept walking. So we wait for Jordy, comes back, gets a hat. So we end up following the path where they had gone 3 to 5 minutes before. Yeah. And then we end up by the doors. That's, you know, where you're leaving. And T-Bob goes up to him and is like, you know, man, can I get a picture? That's what it was. And Mackie's like, I'll do a picture if I can have the shirt. And T-Bob was like, no, man. Well, in the meantime, again, I feel like fucking death.
Yeah.
I take my camera out.
Do you know what's going on?
I do not know. I swear to God, I don't know who this guy is. Like, I will show you a video I still have on my phone.
But you're watching this whole thing. Like you're.
I'm obviously T-Bob knows who this is. I don't know, but I'm like, T, I'll take it. So I get my phone out like this to take a picture for him, right? Because anyway, I'm like, T, I'll take it for you. So I hold up my camera like this.
Oh, he didn't like it.
And Mackie thinks, like, because he was drunk, he thinks I'm videoing him and like whatever.
Yeah.
And so he walks up to me and grabs my phone, like grabs my hand and says, motherfucker, that ain't cool. I was like, bro, get your fucking hand off of my phone. And dude, he had 2 like enormous fucking guys who would have killed me. Like they would have absolutely no like misgivings whatsoever. But like I had no idea who he was, and obviously he was drunk and didn't want to be on video.
Right.
And I get it. Like in hindsight, but like motherfucker, I would rather you seriously like punch me in the nuts and steal my wallet than take my phone. Professionally, like everything is on my phone.
Yeah.
So like. And then T-Bob's like, bro, you know who that is? It's Anthony Mackie, this or that. And I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck that is.
I just tried to fight the Avengers.
I'm like, seriously. Like, who? Captain America now, right? Yeah. Or is he isn't that the thing?
I don't know what he's something.
Whatever.
He's something. Yeah.
Whoever the fuck he is. So,
I also don't pay attention to that whole world, so I don't know.
So, fast forward, Mackie's on that thing. I'm like, oh, that's the motherfucker I almost got in a fight with. Yeah. So, anyway, and at some point, like, I have, like, the video component of my phone when he was fucking with it, like you can see him really just fucking with my phone. Yes, absolutely. So
how about that?
I know. So I almost fought Anthony Mackie.
If you did fight him, I'm willing to bet he wouldn't have done the Natty video. And then
it all would have been ruined, man.
And then who would have known? I mean, yeah.
It's a butterfly effect. Yes. Who knows, man? He doesn't do the Natty video. Clemson's up. What was Clemson up in that game? 17-7, something like that.
Yeah,
maybe the Tigers have a rally.
Not a soul in that building was worried about it. Everyone was just like, you know what? They're up. Who cares?
Dude, you know the funniest part? And Charles Handegriff and I were sitting next to each other in the press box. And, you know, Clemson scored and they got up, whatever. And we were sitting where they were in the auxiliary press box. And the press box in the dome is at the top of the fucking building. Yeah. And it was all, like, Clemson people in that section by the auxiliary press box. And like, every time they scored, people were going nuts. It gets stopped, whatever. I'd go, Handy. Like,
yeah.
Do you think they know the inevitable? Handegriff's like, I mean, Scone, it's 10-0. I mean, there's Trevor Lawrence. I'm like,
and you're have you watched the game?
Do you think they feel the inevitable, whatever? Like the whole time, like I'm exactly what you just described. Like, I know the ass whipping is coming.
Yes.
Like, eventually, like they're gonna hit a deep one, and the floodgates will open. They'll fucking settle in. It'll be a fucking whatever. And then, sure enough, and slowly as the game goes on, the whole game, I'm Hanny.
You're just chilling.
Do you think reality is settling in now on these people? He's like, all right, fuck you, Scone. I get it. But man, it was God, what a year, man. And for you to have played the part in it. Sorry, I told my Anthony Mackie story here. Like,
that's incredible.
I'll get T-Bob to confirm it like next week if someone reminds me.
Did T-Bob have to like step in and be like, hey, like don't fight this Avenger? Like that's not a good idea.
I think like there was just sort of like nobody was really interested in fucking fighting. But like when he grabbed my phone, I told him, motherfucker, get your goddamn hand off my phone. Like, and I told him, I was like, bro, I'm just like, I'm on the radio with him. I'm trying to take a picture. He wanted a picture with you. Like, and I think he kind of chilled at that point. Like, but he very.
And that's your first and only interaction with Anthony Mackie?
Yeah. Like,
that's a fun one.
Fuck.
That's a fun one.
Anthony Mackie. All right, it's Scone T. If you're watching live on YouTube, smash that like button for us if you would. We got Will Stout hanging out with us here. Facebook, like the page, share the post. We're at Oliver Twist. What did he call this? A Southern...
Oh, I didn't hear.
What did he call it?
He just set it down.
Southern Spice Chicken Sandwich or something like that. Looks pretty intense. You want to take a bite out of that?
Let's get it.
Take a bite of that. Let me know what you think. I'll take a sip of my whiskey. The Barrel Batch 1 whiskey. $6 pours only tonight here at Oliver Twist. So y'all come check it out. Man, and Rock Paper Taco is now open as well, right next door here. Big flashing light sign. You can't miss it. $7 margaritas. These dudes are – you need a napkin, don't you?
Who made that?
Is it good?
Yeah.
It's really good. I can tell, bro. You're like, no, man. Dude, the chef here, they got great food here. Like, most people just assume this is a bar because you got 1,300 bottles of whiskey behind us and, like, everything you want. But, like – the food here is fantastic. Chef does an awesome job here. I know, it's fantastic. I'll get into that other half.
Better than Chick-fil-A. And that's hard to do.
See, I think Chick-fil-A. Okay, hold on.
All right, I'm hearing you out.
Chick-fil-A, the food product is overrated. It's not that good. I would prefer a Popeyes chicken sandwich to Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich.
Okay.
Their nuggets aren't that great. I like the waffle fries. The reason Chick-fil-A is fucking awesome is because even if there's 800 cars in line, in less than 5 minutes, you're through there and everybody's going to be fucking nice to you.
That's a fact.
That's why Chick-fil-A absolutely crushes. Not because their food is great. I would prefer Cane's over Chick-fil-A, and Cane's crew members are awesome too. Like, I just know if I go to Popeyes, there'll be one car, I'll be in line for 30 minutes, I'm probably going to fuck up my order.
Yeah,
like,
and you might get, exactly.
That's the whole point. So,
but that's part of the experience, though. You go there, knowing that. I mean,
that's why I don't go there. It's rare that I eat fast food, but sometimes you can't avoid it, like if you're on a vacation, you're traveling or something like that. So, Colin Smith said apparently a lot of people hate Anthony Mackie. Is that true?
Is it?
Do a lot of people hate Anthony Mackie?
I mean, I don't know. I actually have seen some stuff, though. I mean, I don't know anything about him. All I know is that he narrated a video I did. But other than that, all I know.
Spurge said, "Get the Gat in the White House" was my favorite hype video 2019. Wait, y'all didn't do like a hype video of that? Who put together that? That was a TikTok, wasn't it?
It was a TikTok.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't.
You didn't get to go to the White House? Why not?
I didn't. I don't know.
They didn't invite you?
No.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I was a student, and it's just.
Whoa!
I wanted to go. I was like,
are you fucking serious?
I wasn't there.
You didn't get to go to the White House? Did you get a ring?
I did get a ring. I got 2 rings. So that's good. But I was like, damn. I was like, I want to go to the White House.
How in the shit did Will Stout not get to go to the White House?
I was a student. Does it matter?
Did any students get to go?
I don't think so. I don't know, actually.
Man.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed about it, not going to lie.
All right, fire away with your questions. Kobe said, ask Will, what's your favorite moment of the 2019 season?
Where do I start? I mean, obviously winning the national championship. But, I mean, other than that, like, I would say, honestly, probably beating Texas. Because that, to me, was like, okay, like this is, like, I know, like we barely beat them, but it was like, okay, Joe's good, Jefferson's good, everyone's good. Like this is about to be insane.
Yeah.
And then one more was actually whenever we posted the Natty video, and I remember I like this is like a distinct memory because it was just so bizarre. But like within like, I remember we posted the Natty video, and then when like 30 minutes later I checked it, and it had like 400,000 views or something.
In like 30 minutes.
And I was like.
Everybody knew.
I was like, what?
Dude, by
I was like, holy shit.
Thursday afternoons, and they dropped at what, 4 o'clock?
5.
Okay. By that point in the season, everybody knew the drop was coming.
Yeah,
and it became as anticipated as it was just an anticipatory part of the week, like kickoff. I mean, you just knew the hype video was coming, and everybody was waiting to see what y'all did next.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If you could work with anybody, what would be your dream? I said, all right, bro, you can name it right now. What would you do?
Just anybody in the world, an athlete,
or just what would you do? If I said, all right, Will, like your dream scenario, boom, what is it?
Oh, there's so many.
Magic wand, go. Top 5.
I can go back in time. I can do whatever. I can.
Sure. Probably magic wand. Here you go.
This might come out of left field, but probably to work with Floyd Mayweather in his prime.
Really? Why?
Yes.
Are you a boxing guy? Or you just like Floyd?
I like boxing. I like Floyd. He's just, to me, I think he's the best athlete of all time. He's the best. I think he dominated his sport more than anyone else has dominated their sport. And he changed the whole. He was just, I don't know. There's not a personality like him. There's not a person like him. So I would say any magic wand scenario, go back in time and be his guy.
Not Ali.
Floyd. I think Floyd. I think Floyd's. Ali's good, obviously, but I think Floyd's the best boxer ever.
Boy, but Ali, the personality. I mean, he made it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
he was like the first superstar. Huh?
But I'm not saying your answer is wrong. Your answer is your answer. You know what I mean? But like, for me, I look at Ali and I go, man, to think about what it would have been like with Ali in his prime when he was arguably the most famous person in the world.
That's true.
You know, like unbelievable to think what that would have been like in the 1960s.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see, shit. I'll just say, y'all got questions. I'll get to them. Justin Meyer, what was your least favorite hype video? Is there one where you look back and you're like, fuck, I would have done that different?
Yeah. To be completely honest with you, I look back at the swag surfing one, the set it off one, and and I'm like, I could have done this so much better. Like I could have. I mean, that's just me being a hard critique and everything, but I mean, I look back on those all the time and just there's so many little things. I'm like, damn, because I'm better now, so it's like I could have fixed that or whatever. But like, least favorite hype video over that year, I'm trying to think of a week.
What'd you do for Vanderbilt?
I didn't do that one. I was
that when you were out?
I was handicapped for that one.
Okay.
I was out. I don't know. I can't answer that one. I don't know. I would have to look at them all.
Alex Gode said generational bias on the best boxer ever. I mean, undefeated.
That's
I mean,
probably a fact.
It's fact. But he's also 50-0. I mean,
undefeated, 5 different weight classes. I mean, come on.
Floyd is. I mean, he's in the conversation. I mean, he is on the extremely short list of like.
He most definitely should be in the conversation.
2 or 3. Yeah. I mean, it's like Ali, Floyd, maybe if you want to go back to like 1900 to find one of the guys, that none of us ever remember. But
I think we can all agree, though, he's the greatest defender of all.
He is the greatest defensive boxer ever, yes, no doubt.
Ali was good, too. I mean, but I think.
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I thought the reason that you would love Ali is nobody was sharper with their tongue than Ali. Like, he knew how to spit, how to sell. I mean, just to go back and watch.
That's
as someone who talks for a living,
bro,
like, I look at that, old videos of Ali, and I'm just mesmerized by the shit he says. I'm like, that's unbelievable. Darren Pellegrin, a Stout-produced Jordan hype video would be fire.
Oh, yeah. I would do that. I mean, I can still do that.
What about a Honey Badger piece? Have you ever thought about, like, retroactively doing something like that? Like, go back and taking Tyron's highlights from 2011 and doing
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. Which, I mean, I probably should. I mean, why not? Like, just do it. But, like...
Would you have to get permission from LSU to use the The footage?
To use their footage probably, but like, I mean, I could.
Like game footage you could use?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to put something together for using like game footage, this may be boring to y'all, sorry if it is, but like I'm just curious about like the copyright shit, and also would you have to go like CBS and ESPN or whatever and get permission to use their film? I guess enough people do it on the internet already.
Yeah, I mean it's all over the internet. I mean it probably wouldn't be very many hoops to jump through to get that, but I mean, yeah, I should definitely just retroactively just do that, because I mean,
you're welcome for the idea.
Yeah.
Like they're giving you, but your audience is telling you what they want, bro.
Keep it coming.
Yeah.
Keep it coming.
Will Stout is hanging out with us here, now doing independent video production. So Will is
I'm open.
Contractor for hire, man. Business, personal, whatever.
Anything you got.
How do people contact you? Just social media?
Twitter, Instagram, at Will T. Stout. My email's on there. My phone's on there. My phone might be on there, but my email's definitely on there. DM me. The DM's wide open.
Oh, you got open DMs? Okay.
Wide open.
All right, y'all hit up Will if you're interested. Like I said, man, HUDCO, we hired Will to make us how are you gonna make roofing look awesome?
We're gonna do it. We're gonna figure it out. Never done it, but we're gonna do it.
We're gonna figure it out
one way or another.
Let's talk a little bit. We got about 20 minutes, so let's do about 10 minutes here on the 2022 Tigers. Then we'll circle back and do Ask Us. So ask us anything about anything. Go ahead and start dropping your comments. We appreciate y'all for watching. Facebook, YouTube. Drop your questions. We'll get to them here when we circle back. I'm glad to have Will hanging out with us. How much do you get to pay attention to the current Tigers? Like, do you keep up?
I keep up a little bit.
Yeah.
I keep up a very, very, very little bit. But I mean, for the most part, I keep up with the NFL more than anything. Like, I mean, I keep up with the Saints. I keep up with I absolutely love the NFL. But I mean, I know a little bit about them. I know about LSU.
So were you a huge fan
of LSU?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Growing up, I came to every single game. I mean, like, this was like a huge part of my life. So like doing that in 2019 was like, it was crazy. One of the really cool things that for me anyway about that night is LSU beats Clemson, and a lot of people probably forget, but like it's work. It was a work day for us. Like I went to that game in like a dress shirt and a sport coat, right? Because I was working the national championship game. Yeah.
And we did my show that day. It was emceeing First Take that morning, so I left Baton Rouge at like 3 a.m. to get to New Orleans because I emceed First Take, left there, did show prep, did AFR, next to the from the Auctioner Center, like right next to the dome. Covered the game, obviously. Then post-game, shit, man, like the Burrow cigar thing.
Yeah.
I remember walking into the post-game media room and like, somebody fucking smoking in here because you could smell.
The locker room, I was like.
You were in the locker room.
I was in there.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, they hotboxed the whole damn locker room. I was like, I didn't even smoke a cigar, and I was buzzed. I was like, holy shit. I was like,
why not, dude? That was a Natty.
Let's do it.
But so I ended up leaving the dome probably at 1:30. Walked back to my hotel room, and Taylor Calandro, good buddy, shout out, he and his wife were at the Marriott, the team hotel. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't staying there, but I was like, you know what, man, I was going to go to sleep, and I've been up for almost 24 hours at this point. It's a long fucking day. Everybody's excited, but it's a long day. And I'm like, man, fuck it. Like, LSU just won the Natty. Greatest season ever. I've been to once. I'm going out.
Yep.
So, like, I threw my jacket down. I don't even remember if I changed. I think I just left. I went out, and we go to the Marriott, and I mean, players are rolling through, families rolling through, and we bumped into each other there.
Yep.
In the lobby of the Marriott. So I got a picture with you after the Natty, which is one of the cool pictures I have, probably on my phone still.
Yeah.
The same phone that Anthony Mackie tried to break, by the way.
This is the same one.
It's the same fucking phone.
Still
I'm sure. Well, you know what? I say that.
Damn, you never drop it, huh?
No, and I got a little screen on it. I think. This has got to be. Yeah, it's got to be the same phone.
For a year.
I think I just gotten this phone. I just gotten this in. It's an 11S Plus or whatever. I think I just got it in 19.
He just tried to take that shit right out.
He tried to swipe my fucking phone, bro.
Hey, I just got this.
Tell you what, I know. All right, so what do you think? Do you have any feeling on Brian Kelly?
I'm excited. I'll say this. I don't know because I mean, when he first initially got hired, I was like, is this gonna fit the Louisiana LSU culture? I was like, I don't really know. But as it's kind of going along, I'm like, all right, he's. It seems like he's doing a good job recruiting. It seems like the players like him. So it's like, at the end of the day, that's all that really matters, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I don't know, but I'm excited.
It's the point
I
about.
will be there. I'm for sure at a few games, though, 100%.
So you're living in Baton Rouge?
Half and half between here and Houston, but I mean, shortly I will probably be back here.
So when you work with Bregman, and you should mention you're still doing stuff with Bregman, just not like on a full-time basis.
Right.
One of the cool things you did for Breggy Bomb, so I guess you're working more for Breggy Bomb, right?
Yeah,
so
for the most part, yep.
You did the salt. If you haven't seen it yet, go to Bregman's YouTube channel. You did like a mini series called Salsa Fuego. Like give us the whole concept behind it.
So it was just a mini series that honestly it kind of just came out of nowhere. Like we were going to shoot an ad for Breggy Bomb, and I was kind of like, hey, like let's like write a script, let's try to make like a series out of this almost. And I mean we kind of did all of it within honestly 2 days. Like shot
all of the episodes?
So each episode was shot in 1 day. So the first initial idea we came up with, shot and everything in 1 day.
Wow.
Which
Jesus.
Which to me I'm like I like to like think about shit and get it planned out. And like Breg, I mean he likes to roll, which I mean he likes to get shit done. So like we did all of that in 1 day, and I mean it's fun. Paul Wall's in it. He's awesome. Paul Wall's incredible. That
was one of my big takeaways. Like Bregman's in it, like Yuli Gurriel's in it.
Yuli Gurriel, Jordan Alvarez is in it.
Reagan, Bregman's wife, is obviously one of the co-stars. I didn't realize how funny Paul Wall was.
He's incredible.
Yeah, I mean
he is hysterical.
Just go to YouTube, search.
Go check it out. We'll be doing more too.
Salsa Fuego, or go search Bregman's channel. You'll see him on there. Like each episode's 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Something, maybe.
Short.
I mean, they're short episodes, but it's kind of funny to watch like how bad of an actor Bregman is, and especially when he's like trying to hit on his wife, who's not his wife in the series actually, but it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So the part in one of the episodes where he's hitting on his wife, he actually messed up in it, and we just kept it in it because he's just so it was just so funny and just awkward and weird. And I was like, this is perfect.
It's very awkward. Like he probably does not have an acting future when baseball is done for him.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, but hopefully baseball is another decade plus for him, and
I'm sure he's fine there.
Yeah, he'll do just fine.
Good at that.
Is there a game this year for LSU you're most looking forward to?
I mean, Bama.
Always.
So what are the first teams to play? Just run me through this,
you open up against Florida State in the Superdome.
Right.
And then you're home against Southern, which is going to be interesting. The game will not be.
What? That might be the game.
The game will not be interesting at all. But I'll say this: Southern fans have bought a shitload of tickets, so good for they're excited about the opportunity to see their team in Tiger Stadium.
Yep.
Southern band is coming as well, and I think it's going to be an awesome day of tailgating. My hope for that day is, and people who are old enough to remember this, I fucking say that like I'm super old, but like I got to remind myself 2003 was 20 years ago, But when LSU and Southern both won their respective national championships in 2003, there was a parade in Baton Rouge, and it went through downtown, and it was awesome because they did a joint parade for LSU and Southern. LSU players, Southern players, some of them got in the same vehicle, same car, whatever. It was just a blended parade. It wasn't an LSU parade, or it was just celebrating the city, and it was one of the proudest days I've ever had at Baton Rouge.
That's incredible.
Color didn't matter. All the bullshit just didn't matter. People were just celebrating two awesome teams, young people that had achieved something great, and it was just a beautiful day. I hope that's what we get.
It's probably going to be similar. I mean,
I hope so.
That campus is going to be filled.
Yeah.
That campus is going to be packed.
September the 10th, man, the game's going to be shit. Let's be real. I mean, there's no reason for an SEC team to play a SWAC team competitively. But financially, it's a big deal for Southern, obviously, and hopefully for the community, it's a good day as well. Tennessee comes to Baton Rouge. Last time Tennessee was in Baton Rouge was when T-Bob snapped the ball. It's been that long.
That was the
2010.
Wow.
Yeah, 2010 was the last time Tennessee was here. It's been 12 years.
You know what's crazy? I actually left. I remember that game because I was there. I actually left that game early. when he initially snapped the ball and it went past, me and my dad were like, all right, we're out.
Fucking him out.
And then we were walking, and then we hear that place go absolutely bonkers. And we're like, are you fucking kidding me? We're like, are you shitting me? We just walked out and just missed it. And then I went home, watched on TV. I was like, I hadn't talked to my dad for a few days. But
yeah, I got a similar story, man. So my seats at the time were in 215, which is the north end zone. and we were right up against I sat right up against the portal. Like if you look at the north end zone, if you're looking at the field, I basically split the left upright. Okay. And so we're on a portal. It's like the first 20 rows or so, then a big concourse, then the next we're like 4 or 5 rows up, and I'm against the portal. Well, I see T-Bob snap the ball, and I'm like, fuck. And anyway, so I did the same thing. I got down, I'm walking out. And shout out to my guy, man, Mr. Paul Catalanato, who passed this past year. Awesome dude. Rest in peace. But Paul Cat sat right by us. He had Paul Cat's liquor on Acadian. On Perkins by Acadian for years. Anyway, Rand Ashley, man, great dude. And Paul Cat yells at us like, Scone, there's flags, they're reviewing the play. So I was in the tunnel, like I was leaving.
So
I came back, and I'm standing in the tunnel watching, and sure as shit, they're like 2 minute men on the field to get another play, and they gave the ball to Ridley, and Ridley plowed through, and I was like, all right, now I'm leaving. Yeah. So I didn't get to see it, but from the tunnel. All right, fire away with your questions. By the way, so Brian Kelly at Rotary today, I thought he did a really good job, man. I know you asked like how it worked with the fit and all. I mean, last week we're at SEC Media Days, and it's always interesting because at Media Days, especially when there's Radio Row, we end up getting interviewed a lot as well, right? So like LSU went on Monday, so I probably did 20, 30 interviews, people interviewing me on that day when it's LSU's day. It's just a lot of reciprocal media that happens, right? Like on Tennessee Day, you can, hey, Tennessee, can I grab you, whatever. And there's always like a question that you answer every time. Like last year, everyone, is that Ogeron really on the hot seat? I'm like, yes, bitches, he's really on the hot seat. Like the AD didn't hire him. Last year was a disaster. Like, dude wants to get his own guy in. He's on the hot seat. For sure. And then sure enough, 6 games in, he's fired. This year it was, is Brian Kelly a fit at LSU? Everyone. I'm like, bro, you don't need to eat gumbo to coach at LSU.
Right.
You just got to win games.
Right.
Like Skip Bertman's a Jewish guy in Catholic Louisiana. He's the greatest coach ever here. Dale Brown's from Minot, North Dakota. He won second most winningest coach in the history of the SEC behind only Adolph Rupp at the time of his retirement. Like, Nick Saban's a Midwestern guy from West Virginia, coached his whole career in the Midwest. You just got to win. So, like, if Brian Kelly comes in here and wins, man, like...
and, like, you can create a culture. Like, you know what I mean? You can change it up and create a culture, and,
All right, y'all, let's all right, we got less than 10 minutes to go. Fire away if you got questions. Greg Lehman said, where's T-Bob? T-Bob, for those watching live, T-Bob's here. He lost 100 pounds and about 6 inches of height, so we're fired up for him. Atlanta was really revolutionary. T-Bob had, he and his wife planned some cooking date. A cooking date. Let's see. Honey Badger Don't Care would have set the record for NIL T-shirt sales. That's a good day. If there was NIL when Tyron was a student, Burrow too, but
they would have like Leonard Fournette with like everybody.
Fournette.
Like I mean,
Burrow would have been $1 million athlete
100%.
for sure. I think someone told me
Tyrann Mathieu would have too.
Tyrann Mathieu would have. I think someone told me at LSU, and I hope I don't screw this up, but I want to say someone told me like Burrow's valuation during that season at LSU was somewhere around like $8 million. I mean, it was obnoxious, but it makes sense, right? I mean, for what he did, what he was worth, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it was incredible. All right. Greg said, ask Scone, what's your highest 1 hour power average on Peloton so far? So, Greg, I haven't done an hour. I bought a Peloton.
Okay.
I have not done an hour-long class yet, so I'm still learning. I mean, I've had the Peloton for a couple of months now, but I kind of got the zone where the longest class I've done is a 45-minute class, and I don't even know what my average was on it.
Is hour the longest you can go?
I honestly probably. You can, like, if you take a class, but you can just get on and do your own ride or whatever. So I haven't done that, Greg. So sorry, I'm not that intense on it so far. I've actually been doing a lot of the yoga lately. I've been starting.
That's good though. People underestimate yoga.
Starting my morning with yoga. I'm serious. It's been great for me. Like I feel so much better throughout the day. I just do a 20-minute yoga flow to start the day, and I feel so good throughout the day. I'm loving it. Bilbo said, "Ask Will how was it being Bregman's videographer and telling him his salsa was not that good." The salsa is good, by the way. Like the salsa is actually really good. If you haven't tried it yet,
it's good, and he just came out with a bunch of barbecue stuff too. That's also good. So, but working with him was fun. I mean, it was. I didn't realize how. I knew the MLB season was long, but once you're actually a part of it, you're like, holy.
So were you traveling?
Not to every game. To some of them. I went to some of them, but I mean, they played 162. He was like it's crazy. They get, I mean, Terrio said it earlier. They get two, 3 off days a month, and on those off days they're traveling, so it's like not really an off day. So it's like it's
something that Ryan's told me, and the more I pay attention, is right. The most underrated part of being Major League and certainly in the NBA as well is the travel. Like, you don't realize how much that travel. Just when you think about if you fly, you get jet lag, whatever, a little bit. You go to your hotel, you sleep. Like, I mean, if it's a getaway day, you play a game during the day, you fly, you land, you're up the next day playing again. Like, the travel is a grind.
This past week they had All-Star Weekend in where was that?
LA.
That was in LA. The very next day, the Astros had a doubleheader against the Yankees.
Yeah, in
Houston.
So
it's like Houston. So it's like
that's crazy.
I mean, a little bit had to do with the lockout, but
yeah. Dustin Blanchard asked us, what should we expect from the running backs this season? I'm really genuinely excited to see John Emery. Like, a lot of people have poo-pooed him, but like 2019, he was just buried behind Clyde. He wasn't going to play.
Right.
Clyde was All-American.
Right.
2020 was the COVID year, and he had some bright spots. And, I mean, last year was supposed to be his year, and he was academically ineligible. So, like, a year off, a ton to prove, his money year, his draft year. Let's see it. I'm pumped about it.
And for the most part, I mean, from what I've seen, every time he's gotten in, I mean, he runs hard. Like, he runs. So, like, I mean, he's going to be good. He's going to be damn good.
Crying Belly asked us, Pena or Nunez. You a UFC guy?
Yeah.
What do you think, Pena or Nunez? I'm
Nunez.
I'm gonna go Pena. Like, so every great champ eventually gets got. It happened to Anderson.
I thought we just talked about Floyd Mayweather earlier. I know that's boxing, but
UFC, MMA. So you box long enough, usually you're gonna lose. Like, Pacquiao might have beat Mayweather if they actually fought in their prime. Who knows? Anyway, but in the UFC, like Anderson Silva got with John Jones, if he had kept that's a completely different story. But eventually, like, Ronda Rousey was unbeatable, and then here comes Holly Holm, leg kick to the head.
Yep.
I mean,
now there is one wild card that I don't think we will see for the rest of our life. Khabib. That's true. He's an animal.
And he says he's done. But if he had kept fighting,
eventually
you're going to get got.
Yeah.
So, like, I think Pena was the one that, and I'm
not going to underestimate her.
Her win over Nunez was not a fucking fluke.
Yeah.
She beat her up.
Yeah.
Like, she did it once, she could do it again. Like, and she's going to be super motivated to do it. So I will take Juliana Pena. Ask Will, best GoPro out right now?
The 10. The 10. I mean, it's just the newest one. Because they're dropping new ones all the time, which is kind of unfortunate because you buy one and they just drop another one. So it's
like the iPhone.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Forced obsolescence, like cars.
Yeah.
Should SEC Network do SEC storied on T-Bob snapping the ball?
I mean, I would watch it.
Shit, if it was LSU, I'd watch it.
I'm there.
Let's see. Les Miles was an Ohio guy who won and blended with us. That's true.
That is true.
That
whole I mean, that doesn't really, because like I said, you can come in and make your own culture. Les Miles did it. Nick Saban did it with Bama, so it's like.
Ask Will, give us a game plan on how y'all came up with the 2019 championship hype video. What was going on in the war room?
So, DP first initially approached me and said, "Hey, we're going to use Anthony Mackie for the national championship video." And like you, at that time, I didn't know who he was, honestly.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yes.
But I will say this.
Validation, bro.
I didn't know the name. But when I Googled him and I saw his face, I was like, okay, I know who that is now. Because I used to be a big fan of the movie The Hurt Locker. I don't know if you've seen that movie because he's in that movie. And I was like, oh, shit, I'm doing a movie with – I'm doing a video with the guy from The Hurt Locker. So
I'd not seen the movie, but I'm familiar. I know what it is. Yeah, I heard of it.
So I didn't know
it's a war movie, yeah?
Yeah. I didn't know who he was at first, but when he told me and I looked him up, I was like, oh, shit, here we go. So then after that, Cody Worsham got the script together and then sent that to me. And then DP was talking to me about what kind of music we wanted to use. And I was like, look, they do the swag surfing thing on kickoff. The crowd's always doing it. They're always playing it. Not a soul in this country doesn't like that song, so I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
And then I eventually got in contact with the swag surfing people. They were like, hey, they're like, yeah, you can use it. Like, what's y'all's budget? And I was like,
oh,
okay, here we go. I was like, number one, I don't really think we have a budget. Number two, like, I just kind of told them straight up over email. I was like, this video is going to do well. So, like, can we just use the song? I just told him that over email. And then kind of like, I think like 2 or 3 days later, they got back. They were like, song's all yours, use it. I was like, sweet.
So they went and searched all the videos that you had done that done millions of views. They're like, yeah, this is going to do well.
I was like, there we go.
Jesus.
So got that, mixed it up a little bit.
They owe you a fucking royalty is what they owe you. Let's see.
You know what's funny, though? Actually, the artist, Fly, the people that made Swag Surfer, they actually reached out to me about doing a documentary on them.
Oh, no shit. Yeah. Are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah. Breaking news. That's phenomenal.
There we
go. Let's see. Tasia Rickles asked Will, how cringeworthy was the Lincoln Riley introductory press conference?
Yeah, I would probably say so. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I mentioned Noah Cain. You know, look, Noah Cain, I think, could be really good here. I mean, when I got him for a reason. I mean, he's a Louisiana guy who played well at Penn State, got hurt. I mean, see if he can rebound here. Let's see. A couple more. Greg said, ask us, Will, how did your year at USC expand your skill set in filmmaking or content production?
I got to edit and shoot a lot there. Like I was editing and shooting every day. I mean, there was like a 2-month period to where we couldn't go in the office, which that's a whole other story. But I was there a lot shooting and editing. So it was the consistent shooting and the consistent editing that I really like. I just got better. I was just over time. It wasn't necessarily, to be completely honest, it wasn't necessarily that I was at USC, that I was in LA, that the reason why I just kept kind of learning and getting better. It was the fact that I was just doing it all the time.
Let's see. Greg said, ask Scone, did you catch any of the tour this year? Some, because it was on when I was in studio, but I didn't really lock in, quite honestly.
What was that?
Tour de France.
Oh.
Tour de France. So, like, in college, I actually was a very big fan of the event. Like,
really?
I would watch the event a lot. Yeah. It started because, like, a company I worked for, like, they had it was a sales deal, and it was like the Tour de Force, and so it was like a Lance Armstrong thing, and so we watched the tour. Anyway, so it got me hooked. I actually got into the event itself.
Do you have a favorite biker?
Well, I mean, back in the day, but I haven't watched it in 20 years since Lance had been in it. But, I mean, I did – well, I take that back. I did watch it after Lance retired for a few years, but, I mean, I haven't watched it a ton since.
Wasn't the same?
Well, I mean, it's not just that. It's just life goes on, and you find different interests and things like that. Cliff, can we get Will to do a Cali High hype video
100%.
Before we win state again?
I'm ready to go. Yeah. I'm ready to go.
They did one. Like, they did one last year.
Yeah, I saw it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, man, all students are doing that stuff, but I can put you
Shout out them.
Yeah, man. What did you think today, going by the old alma mater?
Oh, my God. That was, I mean, of course, it was the year after I left that we got all that stuff.
You and I talked about this. I want to hear it.
I know,
all right, I want to hear that. Like, I didn't get any of the new buildings that have all been exploded on the campus.
You got the fine arts one, though, huh?
But the fine arts building was 10 years old by the time I got to campus.
Was that as cool as
at
that time?
No, it was already there for 10 years, bro. What a new building? What are you talking about? Like, there was nothing new when I was there. We got new jerseys for the football team one year. Like, that was what we got. That was new.
Was that like a big?
Yeah, it was a big deal. Shit. Yeah, that's changes in 25 years. A lot of changes. All right, a couple more. Yeah, we're running late. Let's see, a couple more. Let's go super fast. Kobe says, ask Scone, how different do you feel about 2023 LSU baseball with the outcome of the draft? I thought they would have a great chance to win it anyway. I would have loved it if they would have been able to kept Dylan to Brock, because I think he would have been a weekend starter. But the young guys, the incoming freshmen that they kept, Brady Neal, I mean, the fact some of those guys probably have no bit. Gavin Guidry turned down $2 million 5 times. The fact that they got some of those guys on campus is crazy. So they're going to be good for a long time. But for this season, I think that would have been great anyway.
Turn that down to play for LSU.
Yeah, his number was 3-2. He was offered $2 million 5 times, turned it down.
Ooh.
Dude wanted to be here. He had his number. He stuck to it. How confident? I'm sorry. The Goat says, ask us, can you briefly go over the baseball recruits that will be on campus? We're short on time, so I'm apologize. I will punt that to next week because we're actually already over our hour. Spurge, how much video do you need to shoot for one hype video? It's interesting.
Oh, it depends. I mean, yeah, it really, really depends. So normally I would try to use as much footage as I could from the game before. So, I mean, but it would be weeks and weeks worth of footage. Because, like, it's hard to just go out to one game or one practice and build up enough stuff to make an entire video out of it, because you want to mix and match and use different locations, different uniforms, different pieces, whatever. So, I mean, As much as you can. as much as you can.
Last one, Merrick said, ask Will, did you do any LSU baseball hype videos?
I did one actually while I was with Bregman, because it was his idea. He wanted to narrate something and just put out something. So
I remember when he narrated one.
When they went to the Super Regional.
Yeah, last year against Tennessee.
Last year, yep.
Yeah.
I want to do more though. So
come on, LSU.
Yeah, let's go.
Would you go back to work for LSU if they called today?
100%.
What are we doing?
100%.
What are we waiting on?
If I'm freelancing now, I'm wide open. Like, let's go.
I mean,
let's go.
Could we even just hire you on a freelance basis to do the hype videos for football?
I'm there.
You know what you should do? You should just drop them anyway.
Just do it.
Just do them and drop them on your social.
Yeah.
What?
Why not? I mean, I would have to use unless I just sat in stands with a camera and just shot. But I mean,
use game footage.
Yeah. Use TV footage.
TV footage.
All right.
I mean, I think you're creative enough to figure it out.
We might start pumping them out. Yeah, figure it out.
Or talk to some of talk to Cobble at Channel 2, or that's our news partner, man. Or we're credentialed for games. We can go get game footage and stuff.
Well, then what are we doing?
Well, that's what I just asked you. All right, we just found it out. Will Stout hype videos coming this fall.
We'll see.
Season opener against Florida State.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it. I'm there. You don't got to worry about it. I'll do it. Every week, we'll do it like we did in college.
We just completely goaded him into doing the most labor-intensive thing he's ever done in his career again.
For free.
For free. Hey, bro, thank you so much for coming, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Awesome. Will Stout, y'all hit him up on all the socials at Will T. Stout.
Yep.
At Will T. Stout. Freelance, for hire, personal, business, whatever it may be. Hit him up if businesses might be interested. Y'all connect with Will on the social thing. We appreciate it very much. Shout out to Oliver Twist. We appreciate them for hosting us here for Scone T every single week. Right here off of Perkins near Essen. Amazing food. Open for lunch every weekday. So come eat lunch here. Isn't it great? I'm eating that one.
You got to eat. Yep.
I'm eating that one when we're done. All right, we're done. Peace. Thank y'all for watching.